It's Halloween, so we've found ourselves a nerd movie that's perfect for all of you comic book fans. Welcome to Nerd Shanty, where we get you caught up in everything in the nerdosphere. I'm Kenty Kryptonite, and today we are reviewing Constantine, City of Demons. Now, the reason I decided to pick this movie out was simply because it's Halloween. So we needed something with a little bit of demons, a little bit of horror to it, and I'm a big fan of the DC animated movies. If you've really not been watching these, they're a step above of what you would expect. Not necessarily for kids, they're just generally really good movies. And I've always been a really big fan of John Constantine. If you're not really familiar with the character, he's essentially what would happen if you took Doctor Strange and kind of mixed them in with like the supernatural characters in a way. He's a British man from Liverpool that practices the occult. And you don't really need to know anything about him to enjoy this movie. They tell you his backstory, at least to a point. So you're diving into here, you're finding out his backstory a bit, and you're getting this really dark, like, sad story that has a lot to do with redemption. Not just of Constantine himself, but of other characters from his past. Now, I really like movies like this simply because you're going to be getting a lot of things that you're not normally going to be getting from your typical superhero animated movies. This has violence, and I mean brutal violence, and not just towards adults, towards the kids. This is not a movie for children whatsoever. There's a lot of sexual themes in this at some part. One of the parts that I really enjoyed about this, though, is they bring in the voice actor Matt Ryan that plays John Constantine on the CW shows. He had his own show prior, but it only lasted one season, and now they've moved him over to shows like Legends of Tomorrow, where he's going to be more of a featured character in future seasons. So if you would like to get to know that character a little bit better before he starts making more appearances on there, this is a perfect movie to introduce you to it, unless you'd like to go back and watch that first season of the show, which is featured on the DC Universe streaming service. Now, when you're going into this, I do say that it is fun to know a little bit about the character, but I think I can get you caught up on a little bit of who John Constantine is, personality-wise. He's a constant smoker, he's one of those types of people that cusses a lot, he typically doesn't care too much about a lot of people, but that's where the story comes in, because there is one person from his past that he really did care about. And so that person gets exploited because of other things. So he ends up having to go to LA, which, like I said before, he is normally in the UK, and he has to go and try and basically shut down this ring of demons because of circumstances. This leads to a really cool cast of characters, because you're getting to see different types of demons, you're getting to see a lot of different styles of artwork for them, and the artwork in this is fantastic. But it is really similar to a lot of the other DC animated movies that you might have seen recently, where they really get the details that stay very true to how the comic book felt. And I gotta say, the voice acting was really, really good in this. The only thing that I can say that I didn't like about it is it did drag a little bit in primarily the first act, when you're building into what you find the movie to really be about. But a lot of the things that you thought possibly were, oh, the backstory that they're showing is because they're trying to explain this character, could come back later to show a broader part of what the story is actually about, and that's always kind of fun for me. So I guess the slower build-up does have its purpose there. So if I was going to give this movie a review 1 through 5, I would have to give it a 3 out of 5, and would strongly suggest trying to catch it sometime soon. If you're trying to see it today on Halloween, it is currently being featured at Redbox. Go at your own discretion, because you know how those discs and those machines can be sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed the video, I hope you like and subscribe, and remember to keep it groovy. Did you like that video? Of course you did, you're still here. So why don't you go below and give us a like and subscribe.
And if you like the t-shirts we're wearing, check out our sponsor in the bottom links below, Ripped Apparel.